The next strategy that I don't approve of is only applying with one lender. And I see this all the time. And I will tell you, my philosophy is I don't care if my mother is the one representing the lender that I'm applying with. I always apply with at least three lenders. But the reason that I always encourage people to apply with at least three is because loan terms can vary greatly with different lenders. It's different when you're applying for something like a first time home purchase where that's a federally backed mortgage. And there are some guidelines that make it a little more boilerplate when it comes to going from one lender to the next. But when you're not applying for those type of programs, especially when it's a higher property in terms of value, there are products that don't have the same terms. There are lenders that don't have the same regulations, either in terms of what they offer for the loan itself or how they view your finances when you apply for things like debt to income ratio. So you want to make sure that you have a wide swath in terms of things that you can compare, which is why I encourage people to not only go with three, but to have those three be different types of entities, right? So instead of going and getting three regional lenders or local lenders, you might get one local bank, one online lender, and one broker, right? Try to make sure that there's like a different type of representation from each place that you're getting a quote. And then you can compare and contrast what's out there and have a better feel for the market. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure you do this with some strategy. This is the type of strategy that you deploy when you are about to buy a home. And the way that you do it is what I call the 14-day rule. So there are different types of credit scores, and there are two different silos in which those scores fall. There's FICO scores, and then there's Vantage scores. Most home lenders are going to go off of FICO, but even within that FICO silo, there are different versions of the FICO score. And depending on that version, it's going to have different rules in terms of how it treats credit inquiries. And a credit inquiry is something that is a small part of what makes up your credit score. It's only 10%. But when you have a bunch of them in short order, it can actually do some damage in a short period of time, right? You can't just have four different credit inquiries in 1 year without seeing an impact and a nosedive on your credit score. If you look at the different versions of FICO, you'll find that anywhere from 14 to 45 days is the window that they give you to have multiple credit inquiries for the same type of application without it showing up as more than one credit inquiry when I look at the impact of my credit score. Now, because different versions may take it out as long as 45 days, to be safe, I say go with the 14-day rule. Get all of your finances in order that you would need to get pre-approved for the property. But the one thing I would encourage you not to do is to apply with one and go about your day.